The fact that Bill Morgan continues to invest in XRP is evidence of his unwavering faith in Ripple's newly implemented functionality, which makes it easier for developers to experiment with new ideas and improve accessibility. Additionally, this is still taking place despite the fact that the price of XRP has recently dropped below 40 cents. A great deal of excitement has been generated within the cryptocurrency community as a result of this move, and a lot of people are discussing the effect that it had on the price of XRP after it was taken. It is true that the price of XRP had fallen below the threshold of 40 cents during the time that it took Morgan to purchase some of it. This represents a decrease of more than 10, which coincides with the price decrease. An even more widespread collapse occurred in the cryptocurrency market, which was characterized by waves of spread across the board. The remark implies a strong degree of trust in the long-term prospects of XRP and argues for a more comprehensive plan for acquiring XRP. In addition, Morgan has stated that he would purchase even more XRP tokens if the price of these tokens fell below about 37 C. Despite the fact that the market is still highly volatile, this persists. Because the price of XRP has been steadily consolidating ever since the beginning of the case between Ripple and the SEC, Morgan's purchase timing is noteworthy. This is because the price of XRP has been gradually increasing. The steps that Morgan has taken suggest that he has a strong conviction in the future of XRP, despite the fact that there are legal challenges and changes in the market. The price of XRP has shown signs of improvement in recent times, as it has recovered to 40 cents and is currently trading at approximately 41 cents. This indicates that the price is making development. On top of that, this suggests that the market is currently in a bullish state. The market value of XRP, which is currently above $23 billion, like he illustrates that it has been sturdy despite incurring a loss of 8 in the prior. Hand has just recently invented a brand new tool that is solely referred to by its name. As a result of this functionality, developers are able to submit simulated API queries without having to supply login credentials. The Ripple ecosystem reaps the benefits of increased creative expression and accessibility when it is utilized in this manner. Following the disclosure made by Paul, the Securities and Exchange Commission has begun a number of investigations into cryptocurrency venture capital firms for their involvement in token marketing. In a podcast that was broadcast not too long ago by Block Capital, it was said that certain venture capitalists serve as securities dealers by engaging into agreements with cryptocurrency projects prior to the tokens of such projects being made accessible for public trading. This was stated in the context of transactions involving cryptocurrency. When these partnerships are formed, it is common practice to provide venture capitalists considerable discounts on tokens in exchange for their financial support of the initiatives. This is done in exchange for their endorsement of the projects. As a further point of interest, Paul stated that venture capitalists are being persuaded into unethical pump and dump operations by offering them with decreased tokens in exchange for their promotion of the token. This is an extra point of interest. They have been transformed into marketers and investment bankers as a result of this transition, which has effectively resulted in them operating as securities dealers. Not the least of which is the fact that these practices are in line with the larger objectives of the Secret Service, which include the crackdown that Gary Gensler is implementing on the cryptocurrency domain and the securities. And the Stocks and Exchange Commission has taken aim at decentralized financing and DeFi applications, claiming that they are in violation of the rules that are currently in place over stocks. In the past, the government has taken legal action against well-known exchanges such as Kraken and Binance, arguing that these exchanges offer securities that have not been registered with the appropriate authorities. Ripple and the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) are now involved in a legal fight, and the market is paying attention to this issue. In recent months, there has been an increase in the degree of enforcement measures that have been carried out by the SEC, with a particular emphasis on businesses that are active in venture capital. The results of the investigations that were started by the Securities and Exchange Commission of the United States of America within the context of the Bitcoin ecosystem, the function that venture capital firms serve, has been called into question. In the majority of instances, virtual currency systems offer financial assistance to new businesses in exchange for shares or tokens. Other instances include, however, augmented reality. The steps of the CC are a reflection of its continuous attempts to apply conventional securities standards to the cryptocurrency company, which is evolving through fast shift. The Commodity Commission (CC) has been insistent over the course of the past 3 years that cryptocurrencies must be regulated by the securities legislation that are already in place. On the other hand, the cryptocurrency industry maintains that digital assets are distinct from traditional assets and calls for the establishment of new regulations that are tailored to the characteristics that set them apart from traditional assets. Paul asserts that certain businesses may be operating in a manner that is illegal by acting as unregistered securities dealers. This assertion is being made in the context of the Securities and Exchange Commission's investigation concerning the matter. It is possible that VCS is using their positions to manipulate token prices and mislead investors. This is something that should be taken into consideration. These acts not only give rise to ethical concerns, but they also give rise to problems from a legal point of view. The Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) delivered a warning to Robinhood Well in May, indicating that the company may be susceptible to a lawsuit for its cryptocurrency operation. This notification was sent in response to ongoing conflicts and legal activities, in response to charges that it was charged by the Securities and Exchange Commission for unregistered transactions that were carried out through its metamstaking service. Consensus disputed the allegations. Through the implementation of these measures, the Securities and Exchange Commission has demonstrated its dedication to maintaining compliance in the process of resolving potential violations throughout the SEC. A recent court verdict that was given down on Binance is one of the arguments that Ripple is appealing to in order to defend itself against the severe restrictions that have been imposed on XRP. The lack of clarification regarding the regulations is the reason why Ripple is opposed to the idea. Ripple is opposed to the proposal because of this. It is imperative that the conflict continues to worsen. Judge Amy Jackson overturned the accusations that the secondary market sales of Binance's BNB token constituted securities transactions. These allegations were made in response to the allegations that were made by the United States Securities and Exchange Commission. The decision that was handed down by the magistrate was taken into consideration by Ripple, and the financial technology company intended to use it to its advantage. The corporation filed a notice of further authority as soon as the matter was clarified in greater detail. In the notice, the corporation stated that the verdict supports its opinion that the purported illegal sales of XRP do not need a severe penalty, in light of the fact that the agency acknowledged that this remark was made. According to Ripple, the lack of regulatory clarity that surrounds the court's judgment of a strict liability breach on selective Ripple sales, which was significantly smaller than what the SEC alleged, does not establish reckless disregard for the law or demand punitive consequences. This is because the SEC believed that the infringement was much more severe than what the court determined. As a consequence of this new development, Ripple's position that the primary objective of the summary decision was to provide an explanation regarding the legality of the numerous channels via which XRP can be sold is given additional weight. In the following paragraphs of the letter, it is noted that the SEC did not even accuse Ripple of being negligent in its petition. This is according to the letter. In order to guarantee that nothing was missed, the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) issued an official response on July 3rd. The Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) has previously stated, throughout the approximately 90 pages that make up the Binance order, that the case against Binance is entirely distinct from the one that is being brought against Ripple. The order is broken up into sections that contain this information. Ripple focuses on a single domain and then makes an attempt to generalize from that broad observation in order to evaluate the effectiveness of the litigation strategy that the securitization business has put into place. The present dispute that Ripple is having with the SSC has been highly volatile, and this volatility can be attributed to the changes that have occurred in the litigation. Over the course of the summer of 2018, for example, the price of the asset soared by more than 70%. Subsequently, Judge Torr came to the conclusion that the programmatic sales made by the corporation to secondary trading platforms do not represent offers of investment contracts.